Hari Om, pranams to all of you, and my Shat Namans to Gurudev Swami Shivananji Maharaj, Swami Chidananji Maharaj, Swami Satyananji, Sri Swami Niranjanananji, all of them, and Swami Satyasangananji. Thank you all for joining at this moment, and I feel completely blessed to be in the divine presence of Swami Premanandji, Swami Ramswarupji, and Swami Yatidharmanandji. Thank you all for giving me this blessed seva of being a part of this wonderful Chit Prabha. I don't know how I have been flowing with Swami Chidananji in these last 4 years, but I must foremost thank my Param Guru, my beloved Guru, Sri Swami Ji, Swami Satyanandji, for people who don't know. If it was not for him, the love and the reverence and the gratitude towards his Param Guru, Swami Shivananji, and his Guru Bhai, Swami Chidananji, if he had not inculcated that just by watching him speak about them, I don't think I would ever be in touch with divine life the way I have, or the way I have connected. And the main connection is Sri Swamiji, and then followed by Swami Niranjanananji and Swami Satyasangananji. But I just want to thank him for taking me to divine life. And my journey started with divine life, and I need to say this on this platform is because of them that I'm here. And I'm just too emotional today, and especially after Yatidharmananji showed me the book. It's like your baby that has come true and it has come to life, and how a mother feels when she watches her own baby. And thank you, Ram Swarupji. Thank you so much for that opportunity to show me that book in the Himvan Gufa. And before I start with Ram Swarupji, I would like to just say one thing, that I would not have been there if it was not for Nitya uncle to take me there. But the first and the most important driving force for me was Swami Atmagyananandji from the Divine Life Society. We used to call him Swami Atma, as everyone knows. Sitting in his Saraswati Kutir number 4 at the Divine Life Society and talking about Gurudev and Swamiji Maharaj. He took a promise from me before he left his body that next, Shreya, when you come here, you will not come to Rishikesh first. You will first go to Uttarkashi and then step into our ashram in Rishikesh. You will first go to Uttarkashi. I said, I take it as a promise. After he spoke to me before he left his body, I was in the US, I still remember, and he said that, Shreya, you need to go there. Promise me. I said, we both will go together. Why are you saying that? He's saying, I don't think this body will go with you. And I can see that he is really watching, and he must be laughing right now and cracking some silly jokes sitting up there and saying that, why are you naming me right now? But yes, he has played a very important role in bringing me to Uttarkashi and making me meet revered Swami Premanandji Maharaj and Swami Ramswarupji. Because of him, I got to see them, and because of Nitya uncle, Nitya Prakash Rao, as you all know him. And because of him, and he has handheld me since 2012 to now, and taken me to meet Swami Ramswarupji and Swami Premanandji, that the sitting in Himvan Gufa, as I was saying, it was just wonderful. Um, and going through each picture that Swami Ramswarupji had taken, and he had such lovely stories about them, such beautiful stories. Like we are just listening to Kathamritam. Let me tell you that I have never met Swami Chidananji Maharaj. As all of you, revered, I really revere y'all, and so blessed y'all are to meet him in person, in physical form. I never had that opportunity because I entered into the Divine Life Society in 2012 during the 125th birth centenary year of Gurudev, Param Gurudev Swami Shivananji Maharaj. So I never had that opportunity, and I used to regret that, but I shouldn't be saying that any further because it's been like all of you. I've had some wonderful experiences with him. I'm sorry. Uh, so uh, it's I'm sorry. It's been just a beautiful experience to be in that atmosphere, to know about Chidananji, and I'm sure this Chidanand Kathamritam that you have begun is a Kathamritam that has been going on since 2012 for me, and much before that with Sri Swamiji talking about Swamiji Maharaj, and uh, of course always Swami Shivananji Maharaj, but. Uh, So the Chidanand Kathamritam started with Sri Swamiji, and it is still going on with all such lovely stories and anecdotes of Swamiji Maharaj that I have been listening to. And his life, his journey has just inspired so many people, and one of them is me. And I just, I don't know what to say when I think of Swamiji Maharaj. It just takes me uh, you know, he just takes me with him. So, and all of us who are witnessing since the last 1 week, listening to different speakers and keynote speakers, talking on and sadhaks and devotees, talking about Sri Swamiji, Swamiji Maharaj. I mean, uh, they are both brothers. I just can't differentiate between the two. So. I just felt that this is such a beautiful way of inspiring people to become like him with these stories. It should not just stay with a story that we hear and we leave, but there is so much to take from him, learn from him, and he's still teaching us, and he's still there with us. I have not met him in person, but I can vouch for that he is still here. He is right here, blessing us, taking care of us, and I must say that um, how the book began. Actually, I got a little carried away. So when I started looking at the books and the photographs and the lovely stories that Swami Ramswarupji Maharaj spoke about, I just loved it. And I said, Swamiji, why don't we, uh, record this into a document, into a book? No, why don't we make a book out of this? And he said, no, 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 no. I'm not into all this. And then the next morning he said, yes, we'll do this, and you will do it. I said, Swamiji, not me. I'm a yoga teacher, and let me be that. I don't know anything about making books. He said, don't worry. We'll look after that. Swamiji Maharaj has decided, no? You said, and Swamiji Maharaj has decided, so this book will be done. And after that, there was no looking back. We, uh, Swami Yati Dharmanandji helped a lot. He taught me a lot of skills on bookmaking. We've had our own wonderful tiffs and wonderful time with each other. I just thank him for being there and holding my hand and taking me through that entire process from the smallest thing. And Nityaji, initially, definitely, he was, key initiator of all this. And He said, yes, you can do it. You will be able to do it. And, the stories just started coming up. And I got so involved in this, engrossed in this. Even when in 2017, when my father was very ill, I still remember we were sitting till 4 o'clock in the night, in the morning, wee hours of the morning, Swami Yati Dharmananji, Nitya ji, and me sitting in my house and just getting a dummy erected out of nothing, asking photographs from devotees, and it was just wonderful to go through this beautiful experience. And sometimes I felt, why am I doing this? Now I have so much on my head, I should just leave it. There were times when I told Swamiji, no, I'm not going to do this any further. I just can't take it. And then suddenly he will come and create some kind of magic like he does, and that magic just sucks you in. You just can't stop him. And whatever he wanted, let me tell you, this book has been a magical book. I'm not saying it because I have been involved, but he has taken care of each and everything. It was not me or Swami Yati Dharmanand. You can ask him when he speaks, and or maybe he'll speak before me, surely. But it has been him goading us, or Swami Ramswarupji or Swami Premanandji. I feel that he goaded that this should come, this should be there, this should be there, this has to be there. I had no clue. A person who has not read many of his books, I'm very sorry, I have not read many of his books, didn't know anything much, not as much as all of you who are watching right now may know. And the way he has guided me, pick up this from here, talk to this, I just can't tell you that it has just been such a wonderful, wonderful experience just listening to him. And he just said, I would like to share that just keep your heart and your mind open, and the Guru just enters and he just fills your heart up with a lot of love, with a lot of compassion, and a lot of understanding, and a lot of patience. But we don't have that patience. I didn't have that patience. I must say. I had a lot of avirati, as we call it in Sanskrit and in the Yoga Sutra language. And I was very impatient. I said, why is this not happening? Why are we taking so long? It has taken 4 years for this book to come from the time of conception in September 2016 to now. So you can see the journey. It has taken a very long but a very beautiful time. It has come at the right time. And as Swamiji Maharaj would say, a bucket full of water. You just need one drop of ink in that bucket full of water. And that's what he has done to my life. Since 2012, I can say that one drop of ink has changed my life. That one drop of Swamiji Maharaj's love has encompassed this being. And I'm so glad and so fortunate to be a part of this wonderful journey. Thank you, Premanandji, Swamiji Maharaj, and Ramswarupji Maharaj for giving me this seva to be some kind of a squirrel. I'm a fat rat, but to be a part of this wonderful journey in this beautiful setu that is being built. And I feel that this is just not a kathamritam that has happened. It is not just katha, it is his leela. He has been showing his leelas in such beautiful ways that we can't even talk about, express in those ways. And I feel that it can be also called Leelamritam. And I would like to also, as I'm talking about the title, the book's title is Chit Prava, flowing with Chidanand. That means that it is the flow that you go through with Swamiji Maharaj through his time in Gomukh, Gangotri, and Uttarkashi. And when you will see the book, when the Vimochan will happen, you will see that the colors of the book have been selected in such a way that I wanted that the color of Gangaji as it flows from Gomukh to Gangotri, Gangotri to Uttarkashi. There has never been a colorful book. And people were very apprehensive that we are going to go in for a colorful book. I said, no, no, we have to go in for a colorful book because it's not color, it is Gangaji that is important in this. And the color of Gangaji from Gomukh, she changes her color when she comes to Gangotri, and she changes her color when she comes to Uttarkashi. So flowing with Chidanand is very important because he has taken this trip time and again. And the stories that Ram Swarup ji, Premanand ji, Nitya ji, and a lot of other devotees have contributed. I'm really glad that this is coming up in such beautiful manner. And thank you, Swami Yati Dharmanand ji, for being that Goda, the key ringmaster that you have been, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. I would also like to mention one more thing. I was too overwhelmed with Swamiji's experiences, but I would also like to mention here very important part of this whole book has been Origem and Shivani in the beginning. Origem, when I'm saying, I'm talking about the three brothers who have helped us, Praveen, Nitin, and Ashwin. They have been a team, they have been wonderful. They have been so patient with all the changes that we brought in last minute or anything that we didn't like. They took criticism and praise in complete samatvam. And I can't see a time without them. They were my go-to guys. I would be there with them for uh, for 6 to 8 hours every day, chewing their brains in their office and laughing and cracking jokes and talking about Swamiji Maharaj. And uh, they are such spiritual beings, and you will see their work speaks a lot. And the patience that they had with uh, all that was happening around us is so wonderful. And they are such wonderful people to work with. I am so blessed that Himanshu, a very dear friend of mine again, introduced me to Praveen again in 2012, and that's really surprising. Uh, and Praveen came onto the team, and he has done such wonderful job. And thank you, Ashwin, for even in this COVID time that you came and you did really amazing job. I I was touched by the fact that when the dummy came to me, Swamiji had sent the dummy to be checked. I still can't forget that scorching heat. You drove, you rode from all the way from Dombivli to my house in Prabhadevi, and we stood down because it was COVID. It was very strong COVID time. You were coming from a red alert area, and we stood down in that heat, putting the book on your bike and going through every page patiently for 3 hours. You and I stood there, and I really want to thank you for all that you have done. Um, and Nitin, what can I say? They are just wonderful people, and thank you for being a part of this team. Thank you so much with all my love and heart to all three of you. Thank you.